Oh, now it looks better. I can feel it now. When I put my finger here, I really feel the roundness of the malar area. We might try also to elevate here, we said, with a little bit of hyaluronic acid. So, for example, to work in the malar area, it would be very useful to use a product more cross-linked, like Aliaxin, for example, Essential Volume. This is more, gives a better support. So I would inject it maybe with a needle very deep on the periosteum, right? Let's go on. Okay, we said we want to elevate a little bit this area. It would be nice to create a little bit of, you know, this shape of the. Still using the cannula. As you see, I love to work with cannulas. And I go, relax, close your eyes. That's good, good. Okay. I can see from here a depression here. So I will start from there. Relax. And then I finish in a very smooth way. You shouldn't see the end of the implant. I still can see the little depression here, so. I am in the fat at the moment. The fat pad that is running into the hybron. So I find a very easy layer to move in. Is it evident on the screen?
Yeah.
Because it's very, very different from here. I don't know if it's clear.
How much product have you injected?
I have injected 0.35. And it's easier when you have done the botulinum toxin before, because the area is already more elevated. And it's very nice if you inject botulinum toxin in this area, and maybe you do a little drop here in order to stop the first half of the eyebrow and elevate only the lateral part, stopping that. Like this. So you create, come si dice alla gabbiano in inglese? Seagull wing. Okay? And from here also we can correct maybe the infraorbital groove. You see, I don't push the cannula. I'm trying to find the best layer where she can move is okay. You see, magically, at one point it goes. That means that you are in the right side. And when you are in the right side, you can move without problem. I'm here now. This in order to delete as many shadow that I can. Now we will go on the lips. You still feel the anesthesia on the lips?
No, not
No.
at all. Can I get the injection, please?
No, not anymore. We have reached the maximum quantity. Okay. Is it painful? Can you stand with it? Yes. Okay. So the technique that I'm going to perform is this. I'm trying to put a very little layer of hyaluronic acid just below the mucosa, okay, like this, in order to expand and elevate the lip without creating too much volume. And I will create some little pyramids on the lip contour just in order to sculpt the profile. All right? Is it clear?
Yeah.
This is my personal technique. So elevation, I start from the maximum elevation. I run just behind the mucosa, just to the limit between the dry and the wet mucosa. And then I start to inject. And I'm pulling up the lip. It doesn't show so much on the screen, but it's much more evident from real. And I go on pulling up in order to elevate.
The effect is really visible.
Is it visible? So it's not a matter of volume, as we said before, but it's just
Slight difference, but before.
non è a fuoco, sbaglio.
No, sì, sì.
Si vede?
Sì, sì.
Okay. So I'm going to correct any little detail on the lip. And I stop when I see the arch that I like. We did the anesthesia a little bit too early. The effect is disappearing. And I go on for all the lip. What if I want a little bit of volume? Then I can, using the same technique, I usually do that. I enter, or on the lip contour, or even a little bit upward, and I go in the muscle, and I inject little bolus. In this case, I have a little bit of roundness. And sometimes it's quite hard to identify the filtrum, and you don't know where to sculpt it. So one very simple way is just pull up the nose, and you will see straight away the line that you have to inject. Okay. In this case, it's not necessary because you can already see it, but sometimes it's very flat, and you don't know where to put it. So do that. There is always an anatomical continuity, harmony between all the profiles, you see. So let's sculpt the filtrum a little bit. Same technique, pyramids, larger in the depth and thinner in the surface. You feel it with the finger that is more sculpted. I prefer this technique than injecting in this way the filtrum, because in this way I have the feeling, the impression that it becomes very cylinder, very square. And in this way, you can modulate. You pull it more here and less here and less here and more superficial here. So really, it's like a pyramid that you build. So I think that the projection is much nicer and natural. So lower lip. I start from the center. You see the tuberculum here, very well shown by this patient. And I'm trying now to sculpt the border, the contour, but where I reach the point where I want the light, I inject a larger quantity of product, and you see the elevation of the mucosa, and then still injecting, I extract. This is a very thin needle. It's a 30 gauge needle. This is not provided with the hyaluronic acid. This is something I like to use in my practice. They are very, very thin. They are very gentle, very expensive, but they make a little bit of difference actually. You see the improvement of the light while I'm injecting.
Yeah, beautiful results, very natural.
It takes a little bit more of time if you compare it with the classical perilip technique, but you really can control any detail in this way. Don't move.
Do you still use the same product?
No, this is, sorry, I forgot to tell you, this is full lips aliaxin. It's specific for lips, but I also like it for little details. For example, when I have to correct the more superficial part of the nasolabial fold, when you have that line that stays in the end, even if you have already injected it, or for the wrinkles of the face, it's very soft. You can use it very superficially without having the evidence of the product, so without having any overcorrection.
We have one question, whether you've observed any correlation of granulomas after those products?
No, never. I've been using it now, well, I started 1.5 years with a couple of products, with Full Lip and SR, and at the moment I'm using all of them, because in the beginning I really fell in love with SR, shaping restoring aliaxin. Is a mixture of a filler and a stimulator, so very effective for the barcode, very effective for the eye contour, very effective for the wrinkles of the face. So I started from that product, and then I really fell in love with all the others. And I must say, IPSA, the building, is just behind my clinic, so I see it from my windows. It's very practical to order. This is what I like on the lips. Softness, well-shaped, light, precision, and really this is a way to sculpt the lips, not really enlarge. Enlarge is something that's so poor, Why you're laughing? I haven't finished with you, So, what do you think? Shall we do the other side or not? Because I have a half-treated patient there, so I can have another half-treated patient here, so I'm glad. Okay. Let's go on. Please?
Yeah.
Please yes or please not?
Please, yes.
Okay. I'm starting to be a bit hungry, but okay. Let's go on. So, elevation. Perpendicularly. Inject more at the base, and then I pull up my lip. Just this point of injection, sometimes is enough to improve the whole lip. It's amazing. You have to experience that in your practice. Don't move. I am keeping still the patient with my hands because she's trying to run away now.
Routinely, do you use local anesthetic like cream, animal cream, or you prefer to inject?
I usually prefer to inject because the best comfort you can guarantee to your patient, and the better it will be the memory that the patient will have of your implant, and she will come back more relaxed next time. So I prefer to do injections of anesthesia, try to have the maximum of anesthesia that they can. I work more relaxed, she is more relaxed, the memory will be better, and it takes 1 minute to do the local anesthesia. But we did it actually 1 hour ago, but it was without adrenaline, so after 30, 40 minutes it disappears. It's a very easy technique, very, very easy, because the amount you inject is so little. You can touch it up anytime you want. So very, very simple. Even Dr. Romano is able to do it. You won't believe it, but. At the moment I have injected 0.6 and just one half lip is missing. I don't treat the whole lip all the time because sometimes part of the lip is already nice, so you don't need to touch it up. But look. How nice when these 2 points are coming out and this little depression in the middle is appearing. I find it so sensual, so nice. And as I said before, it's not a matter of volume, but it's also very important where you put the volume and where you don't put the volume. So light, this is matching with this. That is matching with this, that has to match with this. So this light has to be coherent on the face, this central part. Sorry for my cough. I won't, it's a pity, I can't treat the nose of the patient because next week she's going to have a surgery on the nose. So she asked me not to treat the nose. But it would be very interesting to see how you can correct the profile in order to create one unique line of light in the mid part of the face. I would, if I would treat only lips during the day. This is the part that I prefer to treat actually.
And what sort of product would you use to treat this upper part, those eyebrows, the capillary?
I used Aliaxin Global Performance. Especially when I inject larger quantities of hyaluronic acid, I always prefer a soft gel. This reduces the impact on the skin, on the tissue of the material. So the harder it is, the more reaction we will stimulate in the skin. So softer gel. I prefer to inject maybe a little bit more quantity, but a very soft, unpalpable hyaluronic acid. The duration of the hyaluronic acid seems to be directly proportional to the quantity you inject. So the more you inject, the longer it will stay. Okay, just one little touch up here. Adesso voi te la fai
And
tu,
what
eh?
would you choose for the neck, for example?
For the
For the neck?
for the neck.
Yeah.
For
The
sure.
same product or a different?
For sure, for the neck, I will treat with Shape and Restore, Aliaxin. As I said, it's a mixture between a filler and a stimulator. We have very low molecular weight particles, free natural particles, not cross-linked, that are able to stimulate both the dermoepidermal junction from a mechanical point of view and stimulate the CD44 receptor and be able to activate a gene modulation in order to improve transcription and production of some proteins and enzymes in the skin. So the stimulating effect is proved. We have clinical trials and histological tests that prove that this kind of hyaluronic acid is really able to improve the quantity of collagen 4 and 7, that is collagen that you can find in the dermoepidermal juncture, and is able then to improve the real appearance, so the quality of the skin. Because with mechanical filling, you improve the appearance, but you don't change the quality of the skin. So it's very important if you can have both concepts together, so stimulate and filling at the same time. So we are missing the philtrum now. Do you like these lips? I see, look, I see a little weakness here. Can you see? This is not very nice. We don't have it on the other side. So I see a little shade. So I go just into the depression perpendicularly, and I elevate it. Sorry.
We have a question also concerning this needle, special needle.
This-
What's the brand of this needle? Because some of doctors who mark the one.
This is a Korean needle. The brand is a nano needle, and I have some here. If any of you want to come here and see how they are, so it's no. JPB is the brand. Nano needle is the name of the. I don't know if they are on the market in Poland. Actually, the particular the particular feature of this needle is that outside is a 34 gauge needle, but the lumen, the inside, is a 30 gauge. So they made the wall of the needle very thin in order to gain space inside, but not enlarge the outside. So a very special steel and a very special technique. They are, I must say, amazing. I'm not selling them.
Pan od kamery może jeszcze raz wziąć tą igłę.
GP con una camerina, definiamo quanto faccio.